All right, ladies and gentlemen, glad to be able to join you today. This is your host, Louis George Walker, and I'm working two sides of the microphone today. I'm in the back room and in the front room, but just glad to join you. This is the BFTAA And More Show, so it's brought to you the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, in partnership with the WEB Du Bois Learning Center, has made KUAW Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom Radio. And we're just glad to be able to share some time with you. And today I have in the studio with me a gentleman, Mr. Donavan Gardner. And he wanted to come in. We wanted to do an interview with him. He's a local author, activist, entertainer. He just kind of has a guy with many hats on, you know. So we're going to sit down and have a discussion with him today. I think you guys will find this very, very enlightening to you. So, Donavan, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's a blessing to be here. I love the work that you do at this center, and it's just about positivity. And that's where I'm gearing my life to be, about positivity. So.
That's it. That's one of the things that we do here, and that we are about, is some positive energy and trying to expose Kansas City to more of the people that are doing activist work, that are putting out positive energy, putting out some positive messages in the city, because that's always needed. I know I had ran into you at the Take Back College tour, Take Over the College thing that Be Wise puts on and stuff, and it was always, great to be around people with positive energy and stuff. So tell our listeners out there a little bit about you first, just a little bit about who Donavan Gardner is.
Well, my name is Donavan Gardner. I just put it like this. All my life I've had a vision. My vision was really to do entertainment and be about the people, be about the people's business and everything like that. And just what I've been doing lately is like making a dream come true. And God has tremendously blessed me with all kind of things and all kind of avenues, all kind of opportunities. And one of these things is my book. And it's called From Sick to Ill Mind of a Manic, and it's doing well. That book actually came out in 2005.
All right.
So I've been pushing it since then. But the thing about that is, after that, I've done 7 more books, from a coloring book to poetry books, and I did a children's book for the kids and everything like that.
All
and
right.
I've been doing a lot of activist work, advocacy work in the community. Matter of fact, 14th, I'll be going up to the Capitol to talk to the senators and stuff like that, to just tell them what's going on, because I've really been pushing this mental health thing and everything like that, and it's so much stigma about it, and that's really been my life work, to help people and that have mental illness, and just to show them, if I can do it, you can do it. So.
All right. Yeah, I was looking at your book, and as you said, this book's been out for a while, but you guys, it's called From Sick to Ill, Mind of a Manic. And it says, I'm off that medication with a sensation to take over the nation, feeling highly impatient, mind racing. Donavan Big T. Okay, he says, I've been through hell and back, and came back a soldier for the Lord, using my sword in search of my recovery, of my heavenly reward.
Yeah, and what that means is what was happening to me at first, and with mental illness, I was letting it kind of run my life and do a lot of the wrong things.
Okay.
And then I can tell you that I've took a weakness and turned it into a strength.
All right.
And I put my thoughts on paper and how I felt. I didn't know it was going to do what it did, because that book has done a lot of things and brought me a lot of places. Worked on a documentary with a guy named Kevin Bryce, and it turned out good. We went all over with that, from Florida to California. A kid dreams about going to California. Especially somebody that want to get into the entertainment field and everything like that. I went out there and got an honorable mention on the film, and sold books out there, well as Florida. And I just been pushing that book all over the place, because it's a good message never goes out of style.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And that's the thing, we don't, and it's always been said in the black community sometimes that we like to hide mental illness, or we don't want to discuss mental illness. There's a stigma behind talking about it or even admitting that it exists in the community. And I think that's something that your book and your work and a lot of other people is being brought to light and maybe shining a light on it, that it's not something that we need to hide in the corner or put in the closet, but we need to be up front and talk about how it affects the community.
See, and I don't want to step on any toes or call myself saying the wrong thing, but I know this. Mental illness is a disease. So cancer, diabetes, all these are diseases. And just like those different diseases, you have to take medication or can't take medication to get well, to bring yourself out of it.
Yes.
It's like a lot of those diseases, they get a lot of attention, but mental illness doesn't get that much attention. And the reason why it doesn't get a lot of attention because there's a big stigma on it. But also the reason why it doesn't get a lot of attention is nobody's talking about it. Nobody's coming out and saying, oh, bipolar, schizophrenia, ADHD, multiple personality disorder. They're not talking about these disorders, so they don't really get to see the light. So the more we talk about them, the more we bring awareness about it, healing can begin, recovery can begin with different people.
All right. And that's the thing. And I know now that you're working, I saw that you work as a peer support specialist. So you're involved now. As a peer support, do you feel like having, and maybe you need to talk to people a little bit about how mental illness played out in your life so that then we can see what you're doing with it now?
Well, I was one of the youngest cases diagnosed. So I was diagnosed when I was 12. So I had a diagnosis of bipolar. Uh-huh. So I remember going to KU when it was one building. Okay. And sitting up in KU on 2G. It's different floors for adults and youth, but 2G, 3G, sitting on these floors and, going through them testing different medications and stuff like that to seeing what would work with me or whatever. So, and then lashing out, arguing with people and really just not knowing what's going on with me. I think when I got the diagnosis with bipolar, it kind of made everything clear to me. I'm like, man, that's what's been going on?
Okay.
That's what's been going on. So,
even at 12.
Yeah, I remember going to class, getting kicked out of class and stuff like that, and being in the lower classes and stuff like that. So I started realizing this, but I never really got a handle on it until I was about maybe 18, 19. I got arrested. Well, it was probably about more 23. Got arrested when I was 23, and I served 6 months in county, 6 months in Lornard. And Lornard is a state security hospital. And then I had a 8th month stay in Osawatomie. When I got out of Lornard, they sent me to Osawatomie. So in Osawatomie, they actually gave me the wrong medication and put me in a catatonic state. A catatonic state is like a coma, and I was in this coma for 6 weeks. Wow. And the way they brought me out of the coma, they gave me 13 electroshocks. So I remember going in and out. It's spaced out how they give them to you, but I remember going in and out of would you say reality, just going back under the gas and stuff like that. So when I came out of that, I really found a calling and, started getting into reading my word and everything like that, like just the normal route.
Yeah.
Just, you've been through all that. You're trying to find God and everything like that. But I did. I found God and I started changing my life around,
Okay.
Taking the medicines and stuff like I'm supposed to and everything.
Yes.
Doing other things. Because it's not just medication, and I don't want to preach medication, but one thing, medication was a tool, and I used it, and that was a tool, and like I was telling the lady outside, from physical, mental, and the spiritual, and I found a balance between all that, so I was able to, go on with my life, and then at one moment I started reading about bipolar because that's what I talk about, the awareness. When I started reading about bipolar and reading about mental illness, it really changed my life. It opened my eyes, and I started seeing different things with that, and I started really coming out of it.
Okay. But that's good. So now you work as a peer support counselor or specialist. So are you you like interacting with other people to let them know what you've been through and then how they can handle it or go through it, or how's that work?
Basically, you described it.
Oh.
But like that's when I got that job, I really worked hard to get that job. I spent 5 years just charity, not charity, but volunteer. I spent 5 years volunteering at that job, and that's Sherry Blitzo is the one that's over that, and SIDE, it stands for Socialization, Interdependence, Development, and Empowerment. And it really changed my life just working with people that have mental illness. See, and peer support it means you work with your lived experience. So I was working with lived experience, and I was just basically sharing my story with different people, and really showing them that you don't have to be down all the time. You don't have to go through these things. It's a different way. And SIDE, we do all kind of groups and everything like that. So we even have a drug addiction group, and boys men's group, women's group, and physical fitness type group and everything like that. Okay. So we do different things to help people, and it's just basically you can just walk in and start with some services and so like to help yourself and everything. So just doing that really changed my life around and really brought me out of a lot of things or whatever. Just seeing when you actually help somebody genuinely, you just it's a big deal.
There's something about helping, getting out of yourself and helping somebody else.
It's therapy in itself.
Yes, I agree with that. I know of which you speak. That's for sure. So I know I'm going to go over here and bring up our Facebook because there may be some people asking some questions. I can't get that up right now, but I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the Laugh Out Loud or LOL comedy. Now, it's a big change from mental health in the comedy and stuff. We kind of like, jump and throw people at it.
I'm going to tell you this. It's not really. Because when I was in the hospital, and jail and everything like that, one of the things that got me through is laughing and joking around. It passed a lot of time in those places. Even with the doctors and everything like that, the COs and the jails, it really passed the time. You know what I'm saying? Just having fun and everything like that. You never know what just putting a smile on somebody's face can do. Or a compliment or anything like that. You just never know what they can do. So it really was like, and I've always been that type of person, be funny and joking around, laughing, giggling, stuff like that. That's some of the reasons I got kicked out. I was getting kicked out.
They got you out of class.
and picked up.
That's it. Hey, I want to let everybody know you're listening to KUAW. This is Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom Radio. If you have any questions for Donavan Gardner is our guest. You can give us a call at 816-599-6893. We also can read the Facebook page, so I've got that up. And hopefully, I don't know if it'll scroll around, but I'll go from time to time. You'll see me get off camera, and I won't be there where you can see me, but I'll have to go over to get the Facebook up. But if you have any questions for Donavan, if you want to talk to him, or if you have any questions about mental health or things that we might can handle, or if you want to talk about the comedy side of things, give us a call at 816-599-6893, or post it on the on our Facebook page, which is KUAW 985 or KUAW-LPFM 985. So if you're listening or if you're looking at it on Facebook, you see us there. So we'll be glad to check you out.
Like talking about the LOL comedy. It's just, but like I said, I was always like that. And, even being in the streets and everything like that, I was always joking and laughing and everything like that. It was just my thing or whatever. It's kind of funny how when I got on Facebook, Lord just had so much wisdom pour out of me. I'd been reading and you know, when I came out of school, I really didn't know how to read that well. But
Okay.
and I'll never with the Bible and God's word, you know, reading the Bible every day, and I was doing that for like 4 years straight, just doing that and everything like that, and it just self-awareness and the wisdom that was seeping into me from that kind of just poured out into the pages. So I was writing more literature. I was, you know, writing a lot of stuff on Facebook as far as just different, you know, quotes and my story and everything like that, my testimony and different Bible verses that I look at. So that's where a lot of that came from. And then like one day it just hit me. I was like, well, you know, you do all this funny stuff and you're always funny and everything like that. So I said, let me try my brush at comedy, and that's what I did. I even do music too. But but I know that those are more like hobbies to me. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that I write, the stuff that uplifts people, the stuff that helps people, I know that's the journey that I need to be on. And but it doesn't say, you know, just do that. You know, I do the other stuff, but like I'm really want to change lives and stuff like that and help people. It's been people that called me in the middle of the night and they were going to commit suicide.
Oh, wow.
And I had to, you know, think what do I tell this person? What do I say to this person? A lot of times I would pray for the person on the phone, or I would just, you know, tell people, like I said, the lived experience is like golden, because like I've experienced so much different things in my life, you know, and have lived so many different ways. And so a lot of that comes out of me as far as the positivity, and people can see it in me too. Like, you know, something about him, you know. So I remember I used to do different things, and somebody would come up to me, "Are you a pastor? Do you preach or something?" I was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? I was always wondering why they coming to me saying that or whatever. But see, I don't drink, don't smoke, never have done none of that. So, you know, when people are drinking and smoking around me, they just like, oh, no, he don't want none. Or they don't invite me. I don't come out. So, you know, it's just I know my journey is to help people, and that's why I say I love getting up in the morning, going to my job. Sherry Bledsoe, Kathy, D, all these different people that are at my job, Michelle. These people are at my job, Simone, but like the people at my job, I love it. I come early. I come to the job at 7:00 in the morning.
Okay.
And my boss walks in and is like, "You been sleeping here?" I just got here. But it's just those things like that, and you know, from the NAMI to, you know, Be Wise with the
Right.
with
College takeover.
With college takeover, the things that he's doing for suicide prevention. They're having another one, and I want to think I know it's probably in September.
I think it was.
September.
I'll be there.
But you know, if anybody, you know, needs my help or to do different things like that or whatever, I'm always willing to do it. And it's not to me, it's not about the money. I want the message to spread. I want, you know, what I've been through, what I'm going through, because I know that message is going to help a lot more people. You know,
right? And that's the thing to get out.
Yeah,
we've got to get out that message that mental health is something we can talk about. Suicide prevention is something we can talk about, because not talking about it does not make it go away. Yeah. You know, we've got young people, we've got grown people and stuff that have been diagnosed. Some of them have been walking around maybe trying to self-medicate, not knowing exactly what's going on, not wanting to go to doctors, not wanting to be labeled as somebody with a mental health problem, not wanting nobody to know that they're suicidal and stuff. And I mean, those are things that we have to find out. Where can we call? Who can we talk to? Other people have felt like that. Other people have been through that. This gentleman right here is working with people every day that are dealing with mental health issues. And a lot of us are dealing with mental health issues either in our family, with ourselves, or with people that we know at times. And it's something that we should be aware of. I wanted to let you know, too, that Donavan has published works. He had the first book he wrote, which was From Sick to Ill, Mind of a Manic. But he also has A Poetic Mind, Highs, Lows, and Love. He did Love from Above, Words of Wisdom, It's Better to Have Loved and Lost Than Never Have Loved at All, It's Nothing Wrong with a Dream. He did a Lost and Found poster, also The Lost Book, and Dying to Love, a short story. So those are some of the books that he's written, some of the, not just books, but articles and stuff that he's written. And this is a young man or a gentleman that has been through a lot, as he says. So if you have any questions for Donavan, if you have any questions about mental health, maybe just to try and get a referral, let us know. Let us know. You can give us a call. I'm going to step away from a minute and let him tell us a little bit more of some of the things, because we've got a packet of some of the stuff that he has created from the children's book. For those of you that can see, the Lost and Found coloring book right here, and you can see that. We're looking at it on Facebook, but Facebook has a delay, so we I
thought I was tripping.
That's what I thought. I'd let you know. Hold it up so you don't see this stuff. But
I didn't want to say nothing, though.
But these are some of the things that we have to go. Now, you say you were diagnosed as bipolar, and that you do work with people now, not just with people in bipolar, but with a lot of different things.
Hey, we work with people from all walks of life. I started to realize too that they say everybody has a mental illness in some form or fashion. It's just a lot of us have more control over ourselves than others, or restraint, or self-control over yourself. But it's a lot of people in these streets that you wonder what's going on with them or why they doing certain things. But hey, you got to blame it on the mental. Something somewhere along the line, whether they were traumatized or, I look at even somebody getting shot or whatever. That's very traumatizing. Are you shooting somebody else? That's also traumatizing. So when you sit there and look at it, how many people on the streets is walking around like that are not getting help or don't even see nothing wrong with themselves? You're doing things and don't even see nothing wrong with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You don't see it. You're just going along with it. So that's why we're here at Side. I mean, not just to help those type of people, just people with anything or any issues going on with yourself. You have people that don't sleep and that you need sleep, for your wellness, for your health. You need to sleep and stuff like that. So that's a lot of things that go on with certain people and everything like that. And it's just the fact that, hey, if you need help, reach out. It's a lot of people. People don't realize how much stuff is out here to actually help you. Even if you're homeless, it's the Frank Williams Center down there on Nebraska in Kansas City, Kansas. You just walk in the door and try and get treatment that way as far as a homeless situation. You got Wyandotte Center, and just walk right into Wyandotte Center, start crisis unit or PACES for the young adults and stuff like that, and get help that way. Side's doors is always open. And I'm telling them, let's open the door more. I love working with people. I have a young adult program. The young adult program, we are actually working with youth, and we have a studio, and we have the audio and the visual, as far as doing videos and stuff like that. And that's one of the things me and my boss, Sherry Blitzo, put together, because a lot of people, if they can to vent, so they can vent and do their music. And a lot of times when you do music, you go to I was doing mine in a dope house before. I don't that's how I felt I had to get it done, and put a lot of lives in jeopardy doing that. But at the same time, that's what I felt I had to do to get my music out there. So going to Side is drug free, and you don't have all that hassle, people breaking out in fights and stuff like that. It's a positive place where people can come in and do their music and do their video, especially for the young adults and stuff like that. And a lot of time with young adults, they're not going to admit that they have a problem, but that most young adults have gone through situations, whether the father's not in the house, the mother's not in the house, and going through a bad situation, and they need that help. And they need somewhere to come in and be safe.
Yeah, now that's a thing, and you mentioned Side, and we mentioned a couple other places. How can people get in touch with Side? Do you have a phone number for them, or an address, or how they would get in touch, or go by, or walk in?
Yeah, basically just walk in. It's 630B Minnesota Avenue, KCK 66101, is the address, and it's right in front of the public library beside the unemployment office, right beside the unemployment office.
All right. So that's SIDE, and what does SIDE stand for?
SIDE stands for Socialization, Interdependence, Development, and Empowerment.
All right. So if you know anybody, those of you that's listening on the KCK side, be sure and let them know, or if you want to find a place to go, if you've got an event, if you just think that there's some other people that you want to talk to your problem about and stuff, check them out. 630
B Minnesota Avenue. 6 KCK 66101. And you can always call me directly. You can always call me directly. And I can get you linked to somebody, too. My number is 913-396-2539, 913-396-2539. You can always call me, and I can hook you up directly. Or you can go to our Facebook page, SIDE Inc., and just type in SIDE Inc. You can go to the Facebook page and definitely get the number off of there.
And is that SIDE, S-I-D-E?
Yeah, S-I-D-E, yes.
Okay, SIDE Inc., S-I-D-E Inc., and check them out on Facebook, and then get your contact information from there. We'd definitely appreciate that. So the funny LOL comedy, do you have things on Facebook? Do you appear anywhere? How's that done? How's the comedy staged or presented?
It's basically on my Facebook page. It's a link off on the Facebook page. It's, like I said, LOL comedy. And, man, 1,079 videos. I have
okay, wow,
videos.
Wow, you got a bunch.
That's one thing.
Now, that's all you?
Yeah, that's one thing. And I got my girl Sean Hill, Jake Richardson.
Oh yeah.
We got some people with me. You know, I'm trying to get them way more involved and stuff like that. But it's just we just worked on a video for Wilson's Pizza, and it's doing real good and everything like that. We just did like a little basic commercial for Wilson's Pizza for my man Gary Wilson. Best food in town.
All right.
But and I put on my page, if you go to Donavan Gardner Facebook page, my book is on there right now that you can download it, but it'll be on there probably till about 12 a.m. and then I'm going to delete it. But like, yeah, you can definitely get the book for free right now. If you need the book and really want the book, just inbox me and I'll get one shipped to you.
So yeah, guys, we want y'all to check out that LOL comedy. It's the funny.
It's real funny.
Okay.
It's like too dumb to go viral, man. What are you gonna do?
So you just go to Facebook and do LOL comedy, huh?
Yeah.
And he says he's got over 1,000 videos on there, and you're working with a team. I know Sean Hill, because she used to come on here and do a show with Crystal.
Yeah.
So sure did, and that sounds like y'all got a good group. So y'all are doing the funny, huh?
Yeah, a lot of the videos, I found a way just, to do it. Because I'm always about content. So, like, I put out a lot of content. Even she was saying a while ago, she's like, I love how you put out so much content. But that's what I do. And so that's pretty much one of the things I do is just, I have a lot. If you go to either one of those pages, the Donavan Gardner page, the LO Comedy page, you're going to be swimming in content. You're going to be swimming in pictures because I put out a lot of content. I move pretty quick with what I do, and probably talking quick right now, but
that's all right.
What can you do?
That's all right.
So, I have a lot of stuff out there, and a lot George and everything like that. A lot of people have gave me a lot of opportunities. That's what I say. From getting the wellness and my recovery and everything like that, I feel like I've overcome my mental illness because the Lord has let me work and put out like a lot of stuff and do a lot of things.
Won't he do it?
Yeah, from documentaries to, and even back in the day, the Tough World days, the Real Record days and stuff like that, Arsenal Record days. I put out a lot of stuff and touched a lot of people too at the same time. So I do feel blessed, and I do feel like it's all about the people. And that's one of the main thing I want to keep doing is keep giving the people something, you know what I'm saying, and keep working with people.
And that's it, so I do appreciate you. And like I said, it's a brother that's putting out some positive energy, wanting to be around other positive people. Laughing is a good thing for us, but also to understand our mental health. understand that, you know, it's not a sentence of death. It's a sentence that you can work with. You can do something about. So I want to thank you for coming in. You know, appreciate you being in on the BFTAA and More Show. We'd like to talk to people in the community about different things going on in the community, and that if we talk about mental health and see about getting mental health or dealing with it in a correct and positive way, that can maybe stop a lot of the violence, a lot of the things that go on bad in the community, as you were saying and stuff, that sometimes that it's due to mental illness that people are acting out. So, you know, we need to get a grip on that. We need to be able to talk about that and not to be ashamed of it.
And when your mental illness is under control, it's really a beautiful thing. It's really a beautiful thing to be able to walk that way. It's really a beautiful thing. I mean, you know, because, like, when it's not right, the headaches, the voices, the, you know, racing thoughts, it's a lot of things that go on with your body and stuff like that. And just, you know, you have to work on your recovery and work on your wellness, you know. And that's really just for anybody. It doesn't have to be just mental health or mental illness. It's with anything. You know, if you're a cancer patient, then chemo, or you have to do the things, or the insulin for the diabetic. They have to do things to stay well. So don't put the stigma on mental illness.
There you go.
Hey, you know, we have to take medicine to stay well ourselves.
And do you feel that peer approach helps, that group talk helps?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And do, you know, as one of the things, I mean, there's a lot of different things that you have to do in any illness. It's not just one thing that's going to straighten it out, but either you got to watch the way you eat, you got to do this. So what are some of the steps that you would say that help in controlling or working with mental illness?
The physical, the mental, and the spiritual. You have to find a balance between all of that. Okay. You know, it might be certain times that you have to take your medicine, or you might not be on medicine, but you have to do something to occupy your mind. A lot of things is that you got to use your God-given talents to bring you through the storm. And what I mean by that is, whatever you do well, we call it personal medicine, but whatever you do well, love to do it to the fullest and occupy your time. And so often that we sit around and soak up the depression or isolate ourselves in a room or anything. That's not good for anybody. It's good to go out there and get help. And I preach too physical fitness too, because it really helps you. Physical fitness, walking, just simple stuff. You ain't got to get out there and do 3 hours in the gym. Get a good 15 to 30 minutes in there, walking or push-ups or whatever you do. Get that in there. And then the spiritual, and I don't know about for everybody, but I know about for me. When I found God and when I started getting into the Word, and really working on myself, it really helped a lot. It really helped a lot. So the physical, the mental, and spiritual, find that balance, and watch the wellness and recovery start. And what I was saying about socialization, interdependence, development, and empowerment, it's good to be around other people that have similar diagnosis to yours, because, hey, you know, you're really going to feel like kind of with side is family oriented. So you really come in there, everybody got a smile on their face. And I mean, we got all kind of different people at side, I promise you. But nobody argues, nobody fuss and fights and stuff like that. We just have a lot of healing going on and everything like that, and people just trying to do better. And that's what we talk about, focusing on recovery.
Well, Donavan, I'm glad to have you in here. I like to see all the things that you're doing and that you're still keeping that positive energy in. I appreciate you sharing your story with our listening audience and stuff. This is Donavan Gardner, a member of LOL Comedy. He also works at SIDE as a peer support specialist. Something else you want to say before we...
I just want to get a number out again.
Okay.
If anybody needs to reach me, And I'm old school, so that's why I'm giving this number out. 913-396-2539. You could call me directly anytime, and we can either talk or I can
say that number again.
913-396-2539.
All right.
And, I'll answer my phone at 2 o'clock in the morning, even if it's somebody playing.
All right. Well, we're so glad to have you. This is the BFTAA and More Show. Your host, George Walker, right here. And we're here every Monday from 5 to 5:45. We have 45 minutes here. And we have guests, and sometimes we talk about technology, but sometimes we talk about things going on in the community. We cover a lot of different bases, but that's what we're about. So be sure and tune in here every Monday from 5 to 5:45 for BFTAA and More Show. I want to thank my guest, Donavan Gardner, here again. Be sure and check him out. Check out his Facebook page. Check out the LOL Comedy Facebook page. Also, check out some of the publications that he has out. He has books, and he has coloring books, has magazines. Just be sure and check out Donavan Gardner online. And we'll see you again next week right here for the BFTAA and More Show. Peace out.